Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, the Face-Off. Ross, introduce the guests, man.
Today we have a massive fight in the Cage Warriors welterweight division. It will go down at Cage Warriors 145 in London on November 4th between James Jimbo Slice Sheehan and Jamie Young Guns Richardson. Lads, how you doing?
Very good. Very good.
Great.
James?
Great, lads.
Brilliant, lads. The welterweight division in Cage Warriors is on fire at the moment. Obviously, it was announced that Figlak is going to fight Wallhead for the interim title. Reece McKee's eyeing up a December date. You guys are on track to be next. James, how much are you looking forward to fighting on this big card? Because that's what it is. It's one of the biggest cards of the year.
Yeah, I was actually only thinking that last night because people are trying to sort tickets quite late now, but I'm pretty sure it's on its way to be sold out, and I'm not surprised. The card is absolutely stacked,
yeah.
And there's a reason why they stuck it in the O2 is because I think they knew that the amount of fans that want to see from the start to finish of the card. So I'm absolutely delighted to be honest. So. Yeah, I think it's the biggest card this year for Cage Warriors, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. You've obviously fought for the belt before up in Millway. You're a seasoned veteran in the Cage Warriors card. You've obviously fought on some big ones before. Where does this one rank in cards you fought on before?
Do you know what? For me, it feels like it's just another Cage Warriors, another fight for me. Probably because I've been on quite a few Cage Warriors shows now, so I know how big they can be and how much of a noise they can make. But yeah.
And tell us this, Jamie. How does it feel to move back down to welterweight? Do you feel like this is your new home and this is your home going forward?
Yeah, I mean, going up to middle was just me wanting to eat food, basically, because I love my food. So.
What's your favourite? What's your Achilles heel?
Mum's lasagna.
In fairness, I love a good lasagna.
Mum's lasagna, yeah.
It's better the next day as well, isn't it?
Yeah, when it's cold.
Yeah. you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Tell us this: what do you make of fighting James Sheehan? Obviously, he's a young up and comer in the division, and he's looking to make a statement.
Yeah, he looks good. He's on a five fight win streak. Is that right?
Four.
Four.
Is it? No clue. Yeah.
You don't even know yourself. How am I supposed to know? You don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm obviously not gonna, talk bad about him or fucking suck his arsehole at the same time. But I think he's good. That's why he's in Cage Warriors like everyone else, because you're good.
James, obviously Jamie thinks you're very good. What do you make of Jamie as an opponent? Because obviously he's one of the most experienced guys in the division.
Oh man, this interview is like the polar opposite of Kalen and Shanks. I know it doesn't look like great TV, but I like Jamie said, we're the top guys in Europe, and Jamie is in Cage Warriors for a reason. He fought for a belt for a reason. I honestly think we're two of the best welterweights in the division, and I'm delighted to be fighting them, because I think we're going to be one of the most exciting fights on that card. If you look at both of our track records, we've always been in exciting fights, both of us, and I think I honestly think we're going to steal the show.
Yeah,
Ross.
What's called? Yeah, Baz.
Ross, obviously this is a big fight. Whereabouts do you see this one being on the card?
Oh, I think it's definitely a main carder without a shadow of a doubt. I think there's title implications here. I think depending on what happens with Reece McKee going forward and the interim title fight, these guys could be next guys up. Let's call a spade a spade. And that's what I want to touch on. we'll start with yourself, Jamie. What did you make of the interim title happening the week after in Manchester with Rhys McKee saying he wants to fight at the end of the year? Where do you see that, and what way do you see that going?
Well,
so Jimmy Wallhead is fighting.
That's it.
Mike
Jimmy
Figlack.
Wallhead's first in.
Or
Yeah,
Mick,
Figlack.
Figlack. Big Figlack.
So,
Matt Figlack. Sorry.
Yeah. I've trained with Figlack. They're good, man. Both of them. They're brilliant. They bring it. So I'm actually really looking forward to watching that fight. But Jimmy's a veteran, ain't he? So he's one of the originals. But I don't know who wins, to be honest. I don't know who wins, and I don't, because obviously the winner of that's going to fight McKee. What they want to fight on the December card.
Yeah, so fast turnaround. Like,
it's a fast turnaround for the winner, depending who, if he comes out unscathed or not. It's only how long away? 6-7 weeks after that.
Yeah, definitely.
Depending how bruised and battered they are, maybe even one of us jumping up ahead of them.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who else in the division could potentially take on Rhys?
Well, I think it's either the winner of this or the winner of that.
Four.
Like, those four are the top four guys in the welterweight division. James, what way do you see it?
Yeah, I was just I haven't really thought about it, but like if Rhys is fighting in December, you would imagine that the interim belt people would go on, but like you said, if that's a quick turnaround. Like, even if you're winning that fight 5-5s, it is 5-5s, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're gonna pick up some bangs and bruises. So I don't know. I know your man, what's his name, Pedersoli, fought in Italy as well. I know he's there as well. Me and Jamie are there. So I don't. To be honest, they could throw any one of us in if the fight makes sense. So
yeah, because James, you obviously play part in Rhys's camp ahead of Cage Warriors Belfast. You had a great win at Belfast. That would be another huge fight, for the Irish people checking it out, and the European team for if you had to fight Rhys as well.
Yeah. I've trained with Rhys, and obviously for his next camp, I'll more than likely be training with him again. I don't know what the story is, but very, very fond of Rhys. Rhys he's a great guy, and we got some great training. So I don't know kind of what the relationship is there, but at the moment we're kind of helping each other out. So to be honest, I thought his plan was to win the belt and then hopefully get something back with the UFC, but I don't know if he needs one more title defense or whatever to go on again.
Yeah, they could also have a rematch with Burleson. That would be absolute fireworks as well. Shout out to Rhys as well. He checks out a lot of the shows.
Yeah, he does. Absolute legend of a man. James, tell us this. Obviously, you won your last two fights. You've got 2 finishes in your last 2 fights, I must say. Is there something different that you've noticed in your last 2 fights that have led to those finishes?
I think it's... Well, in both of the fights, I've been definitely focusing on, I said it in post-fight interviews, that I was focused on my boxing a lot more. So that came true obviously in the April one, that literally everything I was working in camp, I got a show in the fight, and then same thing in the Belfast card. I felt like I could have showed my boxing a bit more, but it just happened that the takedown and the finish was there. So you're not gonna just stick to showing what you've worked off camp. You're obviously gonna take what's there. But other than that as well, I just feel I'm just constantly improving as well. So regardless whether it's specific things I'm working on, I'm just naturally getting better as well. In time and effort. So yeah, I feel it's a multitude of things.
No, I appreciate that. And Jamie, obviously, this has been a bit of a layoff for you. I think that you haven't fought in about 10 or 11 months. That's one of the longest stretches you've gone for a while. Well, we see fully fighting fit Jamie Richardson. What was the reason for the layoffs?
I got matched up with Flaminas, and I hurt my hand like 3 or 4 weeks out, like quite bad. I couldn't really do anything with it, so I didn't want to take the risk of basically fighting injured. And I know you get niggles and that, but this was a bit more than a niggle. So yeah.
And
then
is the hand all healed up now?
Yeah, hand's fine. Everything's fine. Feeling fresh. So.
Absolutely. Guys, I don't know if you've been to the O2 Indigo before. We've been there 2 or 3 times. It's sort of a cauldron. Oh, sorry. Apologies, Jamie.
That's right.
Me not.
We've been there the same amount of times as Jamie.
Yeah, exactly. Jamie, you tell us. You fought there. It's a bit of a cauldron, and like it gets very, very intense. And what's it like getting in there to fight?
Well, the walkout is very short, and it's kind of like the crowd's like in your face.
Yeah, so you've got to pick a song, pick a short one.
Yeah, you don't want a long intro, so you just want to walk out there. But like you're waiting there, and the crowd's just there. They're in your face, especially the guys on the floor. But yeah, you feel like, because it goes like upwards, like a theatre sort of thing.
Yeah,
and you can get the feel. It's like it feels big. It's loud. Let's just say that.
And is that something you thrive on, or does it not factor in, or is it just it's sort of there for a few moments, and then once you step foot into the cage, that's not relevant anymore?
I think it does help, because I fought when it was in the pandemic where there was no crowd a few times, and there's benefits to both, because like your corner team can just talk and you can hear them perfectly fine when there's no crowd. But then, like, when you get in a bit of a sticky situation, there ain't no crowd noises there, so there's nothing else to like strive you on a bit more, if that makes sense, other than your own thoughts. But if there's a big ass crowd behind you screaming, it sort of gives you that extra bit of a oomph to do what you got to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, we're fully expecting the crowd to be off the rails for this one as well. Like, obviously, Paul Hughes versus Vucenic 2 is headline the card. Like, Paul Hughes will have the Irish fans over as well as James, and then obviously the English fans will be there for yourself, Jamie, and Jordan. So it'll be a nice warm up before the main event, Ross.
Yeah, no, it definitely will. This one's got star power written all over it, and like I can't wait to see it for one. I think it's two, like we said, two of the best guys in that welterweight division. James, you obviously walked out in Belfast, and obviously not hometown, but you had the Irish fans behind you. Do you think the people you're bringing over will make a lot of noise for this one?
Yeah. Like, to be honest, I think even when I was walking out in Belfast, like, I think my dad or something was to the right of the Oki, and I completely don't even take notice of the crowd when I'm walking out and stuff. So it sounds awful, but I said it to the people that were there. I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't notice this. But like, I'm sure it was loud and everything. Like, like Jamie said, like, I've fought in GA halls, and then I've fought in like the True Arena, the Echo, and then like I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really. You don't really notice it. You're focusing so much on the opponent and like the fight that like the crowd doesn't even come into it. They just happen to be there. If you get me.
No, fair enough. To all James Sheehan fans, I'm sure he still loves you.
No. Like,
he doesn't want you to come, lads. You can stay at home.
No,
and watch live in UC Fight Pass.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't appreciate support or anything. Like, obviously, after the fight is done, you appreciate the sport. But, like, up until then, you're there to do a job. And, like, I'm not worried about what other people are thinking or who's watching or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't worry. We saw it afterwards. You were absolutely mobbed in Belfast. So, like, and you took selfies with the fans. So, James Sheehan's a nice guy, just for the record.
Exactly. That
Jamie,
didn't come off great.
no, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. We'll save the day for you. Jamie, where do you see you have the advantages in this fight? Because obviously you're a veteran, and I'm sure you've watched some tape on James. Where do you see you have the advantages?
I was about to say, like, probably experience. I don't know how many amateur fights he's had or anything like that, but maybe the experience in maybe digging deep in horrible situations or places like that. I've been there a few times in my fights, but we'll see what happens. Like, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm just gonna fight. I'm just gonna fight James and see what happens. You know?
No.
Yeah, this is why we're here to like hope to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And James, what about yourself? Where do you see yourself having the advantages, or where would you like the fight to play out?
Same thing. Like, it's like you go into a fight. Like, obviously, we're high level guys, and you're not going to be bad anywhere, right? Like, you're not going to be terrible anywhere. Everyone I've fought has been good everywhere. I suppose you can just go in and let the things that you've been working on during camp, you work them, and then also you take what's given to you, and then like Jamie said, like he's a very experienced guy. He's been in a lot of wars, and I've taken that into account, and I'm sure he's watched film on me and taken small pointers as well, and that's the whole thing. But like, as of predictions or trying to force the fight in one direction, I'm comfortable everywhere, I suppose, when it comes to the fight on the ground or on the feet.
Yeah, no, what's called I appreciate that, and I obviously, you can talk as much as you want about any fight and how you think it's going to play out, but once you both get in there, it's a different gravy. So I won't ask you on predictions, because I'm sure you're both going to say that you're going to win, because that's what everyone says. So what I'm going to ask you is, the main event is obviously one of the biggest fights in Cage Warriors history between Paul Hughes and Jordan Vucenic. Who do you think wins that? I'll start with yourself, Jamie.
Vucenic by decision
go on.
Submission.
And did you think Vucenic won the first one?
To be honest, I didn't watch it. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. That's all right. And James, what about yourself? Who do you think wins, and how they get it done?
I think Hughes. I think Hughes by decision. I think Vucenic is very good. I don't think Hughes will finish him, but I think he'll just dominate when it gets to the later rounds. I did watch the first fight, and I think Hughes won.
There we have it, Baz. The first thing the lads disagree on is who's going to win the main event. No, guys, we really appreciate you coming on to Absolute Gents. Baz, do you have anything to say before I take it away?
No, I just wanted to go over it again. James Sheehan, obviously on a 4-fight win streak. Jamie Richardson's on a 2-fight win streak. Both lads want to make a run towards the welterweight title. It goes down Cage Warriors 145 London, November 4th in the Indigo at the O2, and live on UFC Fight Pass. Roscoe, take it away, bud.
Yeah, guys, thanks a million for both coming on. I understand that it's not always the easiest, especially when you're very cordial to each other as well. You don't want to create any fake beef either. Two of the nicest guys in the game. We love you both. Let's have the best man win on the night. If you've been watching it on YouTube, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any Energized content. If you're watching it on UFC Fight Pass, make sure to hit the favorite button. And as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.